in total assets, whether that's the bank account, insurance policy, your house, your car, your fur coats. No, not the fur coats. But in essence, any form of liquid assets you're not to have. So here's the kicker. If you have a life insurance policy right now, and you're not, I'm going to first deal with those who are not under Medicaid but will be going into. Medicaid should begin basing on our age. 65 plus, we need to start thinking. We need to start taking stuff out of our name. The reason being that if we get ill and our health declines and declines and declines, you got all these assets in your name, and the state of New Jersey is going to come and take it. Because you have to fill out documents. You have to produce the last 5 years of your bank statements. So what does your bank statement show? It shows your pension check coming in. It shows your insurance premiums going out. You don't have to tell them that you have a life insurance policy. They will tell you. Why? Because they see it coming out of your bank account. So for those of you who are not under Medicaid right now, get your house in order. Go look at your insurance policies. If you are paying those premiums out of your personal bank account, you need to make a decision. Who can I trust that I will change my ownership? Because if you are the insured, you own that policy. I'm going to say it again. If you are the one insured, you are the owner of that policy. That is considered your asset. So if you got a policy with MetLife for $100,000, that's $100,000 in assets, which is beyond the $2,000 guideline. So what do you need to do? Change the ownership. Make whoever you named as your beneficiary, again, trust. Make them the owner, and they pay the premiums. I'm going to say it again. Wait a minute. You've been paying it, right? You've been paying it every month. So that $35 money order or a check that you've been writing, give that beneficiary, that new owner, the $35 to pay the premium. That takes the ownership out of your name. It is no longer your asset. Y'all following me? That's if you, I'm strictly talking about Medicaid. I ain't talking about nobody else, not Medicare. I'm strictly talking about Medicaid. And I want y'all to understand something. Medicaid is not based on being poor. Medicaid is based on what your health brings to you as we get older. It's nothing to do with, see, people say Medicaid is welfare. Well, yeah, but no. Medicaid is based on your health, and if your health debilitates enough that what your job through your Medicare, I'm going to Medicare now, what your insurance coming out of your AARP, at some point, if your health gets really bad, AARP gonna say, we're gonna cancel you because we're just spending money unnecessarily. And that's how you jump into Medicaid. Have I confused y'all? Because I'm trying to educate you, because I'm telling you, I've seen the state take people's homes, wipe out their bank accounts, take their insurance policies, take every dime they have down to $2,000. So another way, if you are presently under Medicare, do a pre-arrangement. Take that money, $250 to open the account. Go to any funeral home of your choice and start a pre-arrangement. Which means if you get to the point of having to go to Medicaid, AID, at least you started, the foundation is there. Boom, put that money right there. Turn the policy in. Or if you have to, cash surrender the policy. It depends upon if that person, you can afford to continue paying those premiums. That's the issue. So to answer your question, darling neighbor, she owns a grave, right? Right now you're receiving Medicaid, right? Okay. What cemetery? I'm being nosy. What cemetery? Ooh. You won't go there, boo. You ain't going there. Go sell that grave. I'm serious. No, you won't. Because the state will only allow, what is it, 7 foot? 740?
It's a total of $714 that they will pay the cemetery. Medicaid, burial or cremation, so you cannot exceed their
Okay, so I'm gonna say it again so y'all heard it. Medicaid, I'm gonna use AID, that's how it's set up, restricts you as to what you can and cannot do upon your demise. Number one, they will only allow 3235 towards your funeral expenses. They will pay $714 to the cemetery. And the max, this is where you come in, the max that a family can pay out of their pocket is $1,570. So your total funeral, including burial, cannot exceed $5,300. So that grave that you own, I love you dearly, but you need to contact the cemetery and let them buy it back from you. Because if under Medicaid, unless you hit the lottery, you're not gonna go to Hollywood. Right now, the only cemetery that takes it is Evergreen in Hillside.
Yeah. I would like to say to her, the only way that you will be able to be buried and the grave that you want in Hollywood, when you transition, your family cannot apply for the burial that they will pay for you. That's the only way, but your family have to have that money
to pay Hollywood.
To pay Hollywood and the funeral home.
You can't use Medicaid funds to pay for your burial. I confused you? You can talk to me later. But you're right across the street. Yeah, sure. No. Pay what? Towards the grave? The grave? Yeah.
They told me that I only had to pay $2,000 to have the dirt dug up in that I...
Absolutely, but all Medicaid gonna allow you to pay $714. So you'd be on. You can't.
Yeah, the total expenses altogether, when you have a Medicaid service, $5,340.
What if they're not using Medicaid?
If you're not going to use Medicaid, you do it, but your family has to be ready. You understand? Your family can say, you know what, we don't want to use Medicaid. We're going to pay out our pocket.
Then you're good.
Then you're good.
Sorry I scared you. Okay, so what I'm saying, if you're under the Medicaid program, you're restricted, but you don't have to use Medicaid when you make your transition. If you got money in the closet, money under the mattress, whatever, but you cannot have that life insurance policy in your name. That's the main thing I'm trying to get across. You cannot have a policy over $2,000 in your name. You cannot have assets more than $2,000, whether it's in the bank, whether it's insurance, nothing to exceed $2,000. Go ahead.
I have a question about prearrangements. Thank you. When you do a prearrangement, what happens to your monies that you put into the prearrangement in case the funeral home goes out of business or is sold?
I'm going to Vegas, girl. But anyway.
Is it in an account or something like that? Where you would have
that money, just so everybody's clear, that money is not owned by your funeral home. It is owned by a company called Choices, which is the New Jersey Pre-Need Trust Fund. So actually, Choices, which is a subsidiary of New Jersey Pre-Need Trust Fund. So if I went out of business and I had your prearrangement, it is still with the company, Choices. So
you would have to contact them.
Yeah, there's a litany of, you know how what's the best way? Not Rolodex, what's the word I want to use? When you go to the Choices account, all funeral homes have the access to it.
Yes, it's under a program. It's in the system.
It's in the system. So whatever funeral home your family would call, it would be findable. Oh, hi, I just have the best example. We had someone who made their transition and they went to a white funeral home in Belleville, okay? And they had a pre-need for $5,000. I had to contact Choices in Trenton, in Walltown, New Jersey, and they in turn sent the money to the funeral home. So
Oh,
yes,
okay.
it's
So
transferable.
it's like
It's transferable. Yes, it's a trust. It's a trust. Question? I'm sorry, baby. You know I love you.
I love you more. All right.
You don't like talking
All
about money.
right. I have one account that when I retired, money was just put in this account for my burial. Not paying any into it or nothing. It's just money sitting there.
You funded it, you fund it weekly, monthly, or?
I don't do nothing.
But how does it
The
go?
pharmaceutical company, when
Oh,
I
okay, it's for your
retired,
job.
put money in an account
Gotcha.
for burial.
Right.
All right. Now this money is not. There's no money being paid into it. It's
I
just
gotcha.
money they gave me sitting there.
Right, setting aside.
Right. So, what you suggest is let's let it sit there and keep drawing interest, or should my wife take? Or should I take it out?
It depends the interest money. I would never tell you to move something that's positive. Is she for Benny on it?
Yeah.
Leave it.
Okay.
Okay. Only reason why, listen to me. The only reason why I'm sharing with you, you probably sit in a kind of different position because of the various companies and things that you own. You know what I'm saying? So we know that your assets are more than $2,000. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do this one. There's a handsome young man in this room that did exactly what I'm talking about. He made us come to his house, and we sat down with him and his wife, and item by item, they first agreed with each other what they wanted before they told us. And one wanted a blue casket, one wanted a pink casket. One said they wanted their service at the church. The other one said, I want my service at the church. They also said, we want to go to this cemetery. They went to the cemetery. That's Papa Ike. Gentleman sitting right here in the front row. He came, him and his wife, had us come to the house. We brought the casket book. They sat there about 40 minutes. Looking through the casket. Baby, what you think? I don't know, honey, what you think? Ain't nothing but love there, y'all. But it was so much easier from the standpoint he could really grieve. He didn't have to go through, grandson right there, he did not have to go to, what color casket should I get? What cemetery? What church? What this? It was already structured and done. And what you will find is that typically when there's a transition, there's so much drama. And when I use the term drama, I'm talking about where, cemetery, what day, who's coming, should I get 3 limos? Now the family only got 5 major people in the family, but they're gonna get 3 limos. And I'll say, well, who are you getting these other 2 limos for? Oh, well, you know, Uncle Joe and cousin so-and-so. Why are you paying for transportation for people who are coming from out of town? If their heart was right, they would tell you either they would pay for it or don't get it. I mean, I'm being real. I don't think it's fair to sponge on people when they're grieving because their heart is open to be accommodating. But is that really fair? But the point that I'm making, doing a pre-arrangement allows you to regress on the time that you spent with your loved one. You're not going through the closet. Oh no, that suit's no good. No, that shirt's dirty. They've already told you what they want to wear. They've already told you what church. You've already sat down and picked the cemetery. It just gives you an easier way of handling the loss of your loved one. You know, when you, as a mother, have to lay your child to rest, that's one of the hardest things to do because it's never in our DNA that we would ever think we'd have to lay our own biological child to rest. But again, it's a thing where if there's a cohesiveness within your family, and that is so, we argue about some of the most stupid stuff. It's just insane. But if we could just get to the point of just loving each other and trusting each other. I know you coming, but here you go.
I just want to say again I call him Papa Ike, and we see families every day. And I have to tell you that his family was an example of what a family should be like and could be like. So many times in our community, we can't grieve because we're looking for the money. We're discombobulated, we're looking for the papers, we're looking for so much. But because Papa Ike and his wife decided we're gonna take care of our business, we're gonna do this thing together. When I tell you peacefully done, classy, respectful, even the children and the grandchildren, everything fell in line. And as a funeral director, when we get families like that, we are so grateful, because usually it is the total opposite. When I tell you children fighting one another, anger from childhood that the parents didn't help them resolve, resentment, not speaking to one another, the anger, the hatred, the bitterness that we have to sit with. When I tell you that this family here, if we could learn from them how they did it, and I just want to compliment you, Papa Ike. I love you. The Wiggum family love you. We love your family. And we salute you for the man that you are in our community. We really do. Thank you for everything. We love you.
That's Papa Ike, y'all.
Papa Ike, these bodies,
So, a couple of things. I just handed this one out about I kind of talked on this topic, so I want y'all to read it. It talks about SSI approval, Medicaid. Again, I'm just trying to tell you and refresh your memory. Bank accounts, insurance policies, take your name off of those policies, y'all. As we get older, we never know how our health is going to be. So if you've got, insurance policy showing you what 100,000, 20,000, 50,000, and you're the owner and the insured, the probability of your health may change. It's better that you just do some changes with pertaining to that. It's safer than to be sorry, because the state will walk in a heartbeat and take your stuff. And let me say this to you. When you go and apply, they are some of the nicest people in the world, because they just picking you. They just picking you. You telling them every single thing. That's their job. But I'm forewarning you as the things that we need to do, that we don't have certain things that are in our name that allows the state to come and take. All right? Oh, you can put that out? Okay. So is that the one with the little strip? All right, did you all see this one? I know the writing is kind of small, but I'll tell you what this is about. Yes, ma'am.
I know you spoke about changing your insurance over, but what do you, like, I would transfer mine into like Sakina's name and my son's name? You're gonna change my life insurance.
Let me just help you. I'm using terminology that might be clear. When I have a life insurance policy on my life, on your life, you are the what? Insured, right? Insured. The person that you want to get the money when you make your transition is who? The beneficiary, right? And if I'm the insured and I'm paying the premiums, right? That means what? I'm the owner. So, you don't want to be the owner. You want to change the ownership. You are still going to be the insured, but you're changing the ownership. The ownership and the beneficiary should typically be the same person. Typically. But you can have, you can do it. No, you can't. You can't. You got no, you're right. The beneficiary and the owner should be the same.
Assets, you're talking about assets, right? What denomination should you keep in a bank, or should you?
With Trump in the office?
No, I'm saying for, I can't do nothing with the business, but our other finances, we should put that in our children's name, or should leave it where it's at? Or?
I would never tell you who to put it in other than mine, but again, and I'm saying,
denomination.
No. We friends.
I love you.
I would never tell you whether you put it in Shakina's name or my name. I would never tell you the denomination. You have to look at your assets based on how potentially you want to live your life, going futuristic.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you tie everything up in other people's names, how you gonna get it?
Yeah, but you're right, but I have other assets.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's your call. And you call me tomorrow. See me after church. You don't understand what I'm saying, though. When once you take that control from you and you give it to them, how you gonna get it back?
I don't want to give it to them yet.
Would it be beneficial to, like you say, all right, so you say after a certain time to change the ownership of the policy, so that way it's not an asset under mine. What if
You're too young.
you never know.
I understand.
What if I have a business? Can I put the business as the owner of the policy? Because that way I can
Is it
still get Medicaid as
corporation?
an
Is it
individual.
LLC?
Well, I would create an LLC to do it. That's my thought process right now. Give me on
Okay,
the
but who's the
Washington.
officers? Who's gonna be the officers of the LLC?
And that's the thing. I
Right.
can put my children under that, but they're not old enough. They're old enough right now to take it, but they're not old enough to make great decisions.
Then don't do it.
So
Okay, I'm telling you why. You get sick, right? And you've given it to them. You're at their mercy. What do you mean they don't have to know that?
right, if I name them as a.
But when they start going through this stuff, you in the
They
hospital.
ain't gonna
Oh,
get this
girl.
back. They ain't gonna get this back into my.
You in La La Land right about now. Come on, they ain't gonna get to it.
No, the information.
Why not? Right.
The mom will look over, I'm gonna be serious about it, fill it out.
You gonna go
My
get that
pass.
back, right?
You just gonna pass it, right?
You live to your past.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he has, now if I go, yeah, after 2 years from now, just put the LLC, just so that the
We'll come.
You can do that. Yes. Right. I can do it right now.
Nothing.
Yes,
We
you're
do
good.
that for free.
You're good.
We come to your house and
Question? I got sidetracked over here. Any questions? All right, so.
Could I share something, Mr. I'm sorry. I just want to share this. We had a family one time, two different families. One family, the mother was getting ready to go on to Medicaid, and she needed to go in a nursing home, but she had a lot of money in the bank. So we told the family, this is what you do. You take all of your mother's money, you add a room onto your house. Listen, add a room onto the state was going to take the money from them. So what they did, they took their mother's money, they added a room onto their house. They paid for nurses to come in, take care of their mother. They kept all the receipts. They had to buy a mattress, they had to buy a hospital bed, they had to buy everything. They kept all of the receipts. Once all the money was gone, then they applied for her. to go for Medicaid, and then she went into the nursing home. So you have to, everybody's situation is different. You have, what may be good for her may not be good for her. So you have to think about it and think it over as a family. Another situation, it was a Spanish family. They came, they wanted to do a pre-arrangement, they had a house. So we had suggested to the family, give yourself, take the house out your name, but give yourself a lifetime estate in that house so your daughter can't put you out. You can live there until you transition. They took the house out of their name, put it in their daughter's, in the mother's name, put it in the daughter's name. She met this guy. The parents forgot to do a lifetime estate that they can live there. She met this guy, and he talked her into putting her parents out. They came back to the funeral home and they were crying. And we said, did you give yourself a lifetime? They had forgot. So every situation is different. It's a way to get around it. Jews do it every day. White people do it every day. They don't lose a penny to the state. And they get more help than we do. Trust me, they do. Another thing, parents and grandparents, while those babies are little, get all the insurance you can get on them while they are little. Why? Because their premium is based upon their age. So while they're little, get all the insurance you can get on them. That's how the Rockefellers became rich and wealthy, because they started taking out large life insurance on every family member. So while your babies are little, your grandbabies are little, get as much insurance as you can on them. All right? Thank you.
Bear in mind, when you get these insurance policies on your grandkids, you're the owner. So if you have to borrow money, you can borrow money from those policies. And the premiums are like $25 every quarter. And by the time they're 12, 15, or 21, you almost got $100,000. That's how they do it. Yeah. Yeah, whole life. All right, so let's talk real quick about whole life and life. Okay. There are whole life policies, right? And then there's what? Term policies. Two different types of insurance. Term insurance is exactly what it says. Term, for a period. Typically, term policies are 10 years, some are as long as 20, but when that year hits, it's no good. Everything that you put in that term policy, if you do not use it for death, it ain't worth the pennies you've been paying into it. So understand that whole life is a little bit more expensive, but it's more secure. Okay, any questions? I was gonna say something about life insurance, but go ahead.
I want to share this. We always have so many stories to tell. The lady had a term policy. She passed away the day after. She had a 30-year term policy. She died the day after the 30 years, and the insurance company didn't pay one dime because she died a day too late. So be careful with term. And another thing,
Contestability.
a lot of times in our families we have elderly people, our aunts and uncles who have insurance, and a lot of times they have accidental insurance, y'all. So please check out the elderly people in your family. You know, sometimes they don't want you in their business, they don't want you looking and lurking in their business, but a lot of times they come to the funeral home and it's accidental only.
So let me help you. I'm
careful with
gonna
that.
say it like this. Ain't none of us need no accidental life. Y'all don't fly no airplanes. Y'all ain't doing no jet skiing. Y'all ain't jumping out of helicopters and stuff. Ain't no black person or Spanish person need no accidental life. But they get it and they think it's gold. It ain't worth zero. Don't do accidental policies. Universal life is an excellent policy. Yes, it's a whole life policy. So when we talk about insurance, just beware. Now, I'm gonna hit you with this. When we talk to our insurance agent, whether it's on the internet, on the telephone, or he comes to the house, every single policy, I'm gonna say it again, every single policy that you purchase has a contestability clause. What is that? The policy must be enforced, meaning doing a total of 2 years before it's worth a penny. I'm gonna say it again. When you take out a life insurance policy and the agent comes to the door, here's your policy. This is your $100,000 policy. You name Carolyn Williams as your beneficiary. This is your policy. Put it in the drawer for 2 years. Then it's good. All insurance companies has a 2-year contestability. Why? Because you can have some of these very, very rich people that could take out $1 million policies intentionally and die 3 days later. Do you think the insurance companies could afford to pay them? No. They need you all to invest 2 years before they will pay you any money. So always understand when you take out a life insurance policy, whether it's online, because there's one that says on TV, guaranteed endorsement, guaranteed payment. Yeah, they're guaranteeing it 2 years from now, not immediately.
And what they do, if you transition before the 2 years is up and your family is at the funeral home making funeral arrangements, the only thing they give your family, they give them back the premiums that you poured into that policy while you were living. You get nothing else. You must live a 2 full years.
Okay, any questions? Because I kind of bounced around with the different things. Yes, ma'am.
Let's say you decide to have a policy whole life, and you decide that you want to do a pre-arrangement. When you want to surrender that policy, or they will only give you what money that you paid into it?
Well, you're doing cash surrender.
Yes.
Listen to me. The only way you get that full value of that policy, you must wait until you make a transition. If you cash surrender a policy in advance, they just give you a trickle of your money. You understand what I'm saying? So
you don't even get a certain percentage, they're just giving you a trickle.
You got a $25,000 policy, right? And you cash surrender. If you get $5 grand, that's a lot. So I would not recommend. What I would say, if you're financially able, just start a pre-arrangement, put X, Y, Z in. You know upon your demise, you're gonna have that policy with a beneficiary that you trust. They pay the difference then.
Okay. Now you talk.
Do the pre-arrangement. That's telling your family what you want. You say, I want this funeral home, I want this cemetery, I want this casket, I want this church. That's the major part of a pre-arrangement. You're telling your family, don't tell them that I'm not Christian and take me to Bradford Park to have my funeral. It has happened. Okay? You're telling your family, I've gone to a funeral home, I've told them what I want. Call Cotton Funeral Home, they have my paperwork. No, everything is not paid. But you, boo-boo, you got a policy over here that I've named you as a beneficiary. Pay Cotton Funeral Home. Right? We good?
Ms. Wickham, I also would like to share that if you are getting ready to go on Medicaid and you do have a life insurance policy, and some people have to do what you call a spin down, because they got to get rid of things before they get accepted into the Medicaid program, or you're getting ready to go into a nursing home. So if you already have a policy, what you need to do is call the insurance company, or if you have POA or your mom's policy, and tell them to send you an illustration, a summary illustration of that policy. When they send you that summary illustration, y'all sit down as a family, or you call the funeral home of your choice, make an appointment, and let the funeral director help you and your family decide which way is better. Do we need to cash surrender this policy, right? Let them send us a check. Then we take that check and pour it into choices to start her pre-arrangement. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Or you find out if the insurance company allow you to have what you call an absolute assignment. That means that the funeral home will be paid when you transition, but somebody in the family has to continue to make those premium payments. It can be complicated, it can be a lot. We know that y'all don't do this every day. We do, and we're giving you a lot of information. It may sound confusing, but please know that first of all, we're honored to be here as Wickham Funeral Home. You are not obligated to Wickham Funeral Home. There are some people in here, you're gonna go to Perry's, and you should. You're gonna go to Cotton's. Please don't ever feel obligated to any funeral home. But what we're here for, we want to empower our community, strengthen you so that before that time comes, you will be prepared and your family will be prepared. That's all we want to do. Okay? Thank you.
So there's a couple of terminologies that she just used. She talked about collateral assignment, absolute assignment and collateral assignment. That means absolutely nothing to you all, but this is the best way. If you find that you have a policy and you're going to be required to do a spin down, that's when someone is applying for Medicaid. Before you go to the agency and spill your guts, call a funeral home and make an appointment. And they will help you walk through what you expose, or before you get there, what you need to do before you go to them, which is taking that policy, changing it from you being the owner to the beneficiary being the owner, making the decision if the policy is of value and you can continue to pay the premiums, whether you do an absolute assignment or collateral assignment. These are terminologies that you all basically don't do every day, but we do. What it says, absolute or collateral, is saying, upon my demise, Wickham Funeral Home will become the beneficiary of this policy. If it's of excess money, then the balance would go to whomever you name. But typically, it's for the value of that policy. Again, not here to solicit, not here to encourage. I love you all. If I see you in ShopRite tomorrow, it'd be, hey, how you doing? But it is better that we educate our people. That's the problem that is happening in our society. Jewish people, y'all, do this stuff every day. When that baby is born, trust me, within 15 days, they've already set up an insurance policy. They've already set up a bank account. We don't, because we don't know. We don't understand. Check it out. The younger you are, the cheaper the insurance premiums are. Just think about it. So if you got a child that is a month old, 2 months old, what do you think the premium's gonna be? For a $25,000 policy, I think for Sloan we pay like $15.96 every quarter. That's for a $50,000 policy. My granddaughter's 8 years old now. I'm like, okay. So I know in a matter of time, there's her college education. This is the things that we need to do. We need to help each other. And anything that we've shared here, if you all need to call us, you call us, you're not obligated. I'm just blessed to be here with my brothers. Brother Ike, Brother Ike is the one that always calls me. He always does. I just want to say thank you to all of you. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. So I'll leave the floor to y'all. Any questions? Yes, darling. Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to say for those of you who do live alone, live by yourself, please get a system that you could be checked on. We can't tell you the bodies we get because people lived alone. They died in their house. Nobody checked on them, and they've been dead for a while. We don't want that to happen to anybody here. So try to get a system, a check-in system that people can check in with you. Once a year, please review your paperwork. Go over your paper. Every January, let's review our insurance policies. Let's make sure we have who we want as the beneficiary. Let's make sure if somebody have passed away, we remove their name off of that policy and put another beneficiary. Go to your human resource department. Hey, let me check. Who do I have down? Let me see who I got down for my beneficiary. I just want to check and make sure. You might be surprised. You'll be like, oh my God, I forgot I had put that person down. But I want to make it out to somebody else. So just do those little things for yourself. Share it with your family. We do family reunions. Ms. Wiggum does not charge. The best time, all of y'all are together as a family. Let her come and do a seminar for you. It's no charge. The younger people, they go get their hair done, their nails done, but they don't have a life insurance policy on their life. As soon as they transition, the family is in stress because they're trying to bury them. And I'm going to say this whether you like it or not. It is not the church responsibility to bury you. It is not the church responsibility. So let's get it together as African Americans, y'all. Let's step it up. And thank you.
So to conclude, preach, Jerry, preach. Oh, go ahead.
I'm 27, but how do I know if I have a life?
I'm sorry.
How do I know if I have a life insurance policy?
Do your job or just in general?
Like in general, like who do I, like how would I?
Oh, are you referring to your mom or you?
No, me, myself, because am I too young to know?
Let me tell you something.
No, my
The
job.
only reason why you have a life, the only way you won't know you have a policy, somebody's paying a premium. Okay? Somebody. Now, let me share this with y'all. Don't give your social security number and date of birth just to anybody.
Why am I saying that? Because a neighbor down the street could have a life insurance policy on your life and you would never know it. So your social and date of birth, I know we talk about identity theft and all that. You have to be extremely careful who you share that information with. But to respond to your question, if you're employed, you would check with your human resource department on you, okay? If you think it's personal, then it would be coming out of either mommy's bank account or your bank account, unless you gave your social and date of birth to someone else. The last thing I want to tell you, something Terry said. In the state of New Jersey, there is no such thing as a legal separation. Y'all just ain't together. It's not legal. So if you would, John and you and John got married and John went his way and you went your way, y'all are still married. So God forbid if something happens to you, John is in charge, like it or not. So what does that mean? Get your house in order. There's stuff that is just so basic that we deal with every single day that we ignore. And again, I'm just telling you, as you get older, sit down, tell your grandkids, look, sit down, I need to talk to you. Tell them to sit down. I need to talk. You got parents, you know, dementia is very explosive now, very. So there's certain conversations that we need to have with our grandparents and with our parents that you need to know and not assume. Assume is a terrible word because you know how it starts out, okay? And I'm going to leave it like that. God bless you. Thank you so much. Love y'all.